Good afternoon, student. Today we will learn about fluid and electrolyte, its balance, its imbalance. What are the effect of imbalancing fluid and electrolyte? We'll see in details, but we'll not see in one video. We'll see it a part wise. So today we are uh, starting with the part one of this chapter, fluid and electrolyte. Hope you will understand. So, First, a little bit introduction about the fluid and electrolyte. What is these and all? What are the main benefits of those? So without the water, a human being cannot live long, right? We need water. Even though if we are not having any kind of foods or like without the water, it's being very difficult for us to live, right? So same like that, without the fluid, our skin it get dries, even the cracking, like cracks, you know. So it our skin get dries, our skin get cracks, even the temperature it goes to the burning heights. Okay, even our minds, it's if our body is not hydrated enough with your fluids, then even your minds is get deteriorate, it get disturbed, even the cells get several. Okay, so and finally what happened without fluids, okay, without a body water, a human being can lies as withered or he can even die. Yes, so same thing even for the cell also. Our human body is consists of lots of cells, right? Cells, tissues, so they also even uh, the cells, if they need to survive, even the cells need to get hydrated enough with the waters, right? So we'll learn about those today. So this is a simple basic introduction about that. So basically body fluids are distributed into two major distinct compartments. These are intracellular and extracellular. All the body fluids, it's inside the cell or outside the cell, whole body में जो fluids होता है, that we are distributing into two major compartment. Those are intracellular and the extracellular. Fine. So this is the basic introductions. We'll see in details what is intracellular and what is extracellular now. So intracellular fluids. Okay, intra, the name itself, intra means inside the cell. Cellular is always it defined from your cells, right? Intra means inside. So the main word itself it gives you the meaning intracellular, inside the cell. Whatever the fluids is available, that is known as intracellular fluids. Okay. Intracellular fluid also called as cellular fluids because it is found inside your cell. That is why it is also called as cellular fluid. As the fluid found within the cell membrane, okay, continuing dissolved substances essential for fluids and electrolyte balance and metabolism. Fine. So whatever the fluids is available inside your cell membranes, it continuing to dissolve the essential material which is needed for a cell to survive, and even it balance your electrolyte. Okay. Intracellular fluid constitute of 40% of body weight. Okay, and it comprises about 70% of total body fluids. Fine. A large number of potassium is found in the intercellular fluids. Okay, potassium is one of your electrolyte. Fine. So here basically what you have to remember, human cells are batched in fluids both inside the cell and outside the cell. Okay. In fact, the water that is inside the cell, it makes up to 42% of your total body fluids, total body weight. Okay. So whatever the water it is, our body has a human body has millions trillions of human cells, right? Each and every part, each and every bones are consist of your cells, right? Just remember, just imagine that those cells are consist of water or the fluids, right? So those it makes up almost around 40 to 42% of your body weights. Only that fluid, intracellular fluids. Okay, so basically here, as we have seen in the previous slide, there are two cells in two fluids, two types of fluids is available in our body, right? Intra and extra. Intra means inside the fluid, and extra means outside the cell. Outside the cell, whatever the fluids is available, those are known as extracellular. Okay, and that is separated from the intracellular fluid by a semi-permeable membrane that surround the cells. A cell has its own membrane, right? So inside the membrane, whatever the fluids is available, that is known as your intracellular. And outside the cell membrane, whatever the fluids is available, those are known as extracellular. We'll see in details about the extracellular in the next slide. Okay. So again, we have to know what are the compositions of your intracellular fluids. As I have said that largest proportions of potassium is found in your intracellular fluid. But before that, we have to know what are the main compositions of your intracellular fluid. Intracellular fluid contains of water and dissolved solutes and proteins. Mainly it consists of your solutes and proteins. Okay, the solutes are nothing else, those are the electrolyte, as I have mentioned. Okay, solutes are nothing else, these are the electrolyte which is available, which keeps your which help to keeping your body functioning properly. Okay, electrolyte are the main basic things which is very much important of to our body to function properly. Each and every organ have to function properly, and for that we need electrolyte, and those electrolytes are available only in your intracellular fluid. An electrolyte is an element and it or compound that when they dissolve in fluid, it breaks up into ions so that it is easily movable to each and every cell. Okay, there are a lot of electrolyte inside the cell. Basically, those are potassium, magnesium, phosphate, and it has the greatest concentration in your intracellular fluid. But among them, potassium is the most uh, potassium is found in a larger proportions in your intracellular fluids. Even though we got magnesium, phosphorus, sodium, but among them, potassium is the one who found as a large proportions in your cell. Okay, I hope you have got enough knowledge about the intracellular fluids. It is nothing else. It is found inside your cell, and it is comprises of contains of your water and dissolved solutes and proteins. Solutes are nothing else. It is are the electrolytes which is found inside your cells, and electrolytes are basically potassium, magnesium, phosphate, sodium, etc. But potassium is found in a larger proportions in your intracellular fluids. And whatever the fluids it is available inside your cell, it constitute almost around 40 to 42% of your body weights. Okay. Okay, so next is extracellular fluids. Okay, so as I have already mentioned, extracellular in outside the cells, whatever the fluids is available, it is known as extracellular fluids. Extracellular fluids is that found outside the cell and include interstitial fluid and intravascular fluids. And even it includes transcellular fluids, which is very minimal compositions of this extracellular fluid. So now we have to know in details what is extracellular fluids. So it denotes all the blood body fluids outside the cell of any multicellular organisms such as your human body, animals. Those are what multicellular organisms, right? So not only human and animals, all the living hood which has more than one cells, those are known as multicellular organisms. So those kind of organisms we found is extracellular fluids outside the cells. Okay, so total body water in healthy adult is almost around 60% of the total body weight. Okay, so extracellular fluids, it makes up almost around uh, one third of the body fluids. 60% total body fluids hai in our body. So from there, one third of the body fluid is almost around extracellular fluids, and remaining two third is intracellular fluid within, which is available within the cell. Okay. So the main component of extracellular fluid, as I have already mentioned, these are what? Interstitial fluid, intravascular fluid, and in a very lesser compositions of transcellular fluid. So now, what is interstitial fluid? Okay, interstitial fluid is found in the spaces between the cell of the body, and it constitutes almost around 15% of body weight. Fine. Extracellular, almost it consists of one third of the body weight, body fluids, right? So interstitial fluid is constitute almost around 15% of body fluid and 24% of total body fluids. 15% of body weight and 24% of total body fluids. Okay, and where you can find it? You can find it in the space between the cells of the body, in between two cells. Outside the membranes there are a little bit spaces, right? So those spaces are filled up with your interstitial fluids. Fine. So it is very much important, and it's become very useful in monitoring the glucose level in a human body. Fine. So, and next is intravascular fluids. Intravascular means inside the vascular. Fine. So intravascular fluid is nothing else. These are the blood plasma, and it constitute almost around 5% of your body weight and 6% of total body fluids. But most of the fluids are interstitial fluid, which is makes up almost around 24% of your total body fluids, and intravascular, those are blood plasma, 6% of your total body fluids. Fine. So next I have mentioned once that transcellular fluid. So these are the smallest component of extracellular fluid. Where you can find it? This is the fluid that fills up the spaces of chamber that are created or formed from the lining of your epithelial cells. Okay, and it is mostly made up of your water. Fine. Other than that, the extracellular fluids are basically it is. So this interstitial fluid consists of a water solvent containing such as sugar, salt, fatty acid, amino acid, coenzymes, hormone, neurotransmitter, white blood cells, and cells waste products. Okay, though these solutions account for almost 26% of the water in the human body. Fine, and next is transcellular fluid. It is consists of your mostly the waters, body waters. Some examples of this are cerebrospinal fluid, which fluids are inside your spinal aqueous humor in the eyes. Then the serous fluid in the serous membranes lining your body cavities, perilymph, antolimbs in the inner ear, joint fluids. These are the basic examples of transcellular fluid, and intravascular fluids example of your blood plasma. These are the basic things about your extracellular fluids. So in this video we have only learned about the basic introduction of your intracellular fluids and extracellular fluids. Remaining things I will continue with the next video. Please stay tuned till the next video.